Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. City Council has been debating the future of the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Centre, initially proposing two plans that would see construction on a new building in 10 years. A third option has been added after multiple residents spoke up against this plan, and Eric Bay has more.
I feel like if you put our heritage away for another 10 years, it'll be lost. The story of Lloydminster will be lost.
A group of Lloydminster residents have created the hashtag BuildItNowYLL in an attempt to convince council a new cultural and science center building is needed now, after two plans would see the LCSC move to a leased space for 10 years. For former teacher Dawn Floan, a new building has been put off long enough.
Some of the heritage pieces, well, most of them have been stored already for a decade, and to have them not seen by the public for another decade is too long.
Floan is concerned about young artists' ability to share their work and grow in the community.
I taught visual arts, and I had so many kids that art was their thing. It was their only moment to shine, to have a piece of artwork hanging up in the gallery here, in a gallery space. It's not the same to hang it up in the school or on mom's fridge. It's just not the same. This is equal. Having your piece in the gallery and being able to say to your friends, hey, look, that's mine, and your family come to see it, that's equal to their winning goal.
Traveling exhibits and programming are the LCSC's most popular attractions, and Mayor Gerald Albers says both will be included in one option provided by council, while the second wouldn't meet the requirements for traveling exhibits.
That would be something if option A is chosen, we're going outside to find a building. That building's going to have to meet certain qualifications and requirements, and that's going to be part of that submission that I believe would come forward if that's what's decided on next Monday, as had been proposed earlier by city administration. We want a building that's suitable.
After receiving the city's feedback, council did hear a third option that would see construction begin right away at a $17 million price tag. The city is concerned about balancing that cost with other new projects in the city.
It's very hard because, we haven't even talked about what would happen if we had a major storm like Calgary and it took out a major building in the city. From that perspective, and that's something that always tries on my mind, and I think that was evident with council as we talked about debt limits, how much money is available, and that's the challenge.
The current LCSC has been declared at the end of its life, with multiple leaks and issues happening since that announcement. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
With the federal government announcing many programs to help businesses across the country, Community Futures Lloydminster has been offering their help to get these businesses loans and professional advice. Jasmine King has more.
I'm joined here with Corrine McGurr, and she is the General Manager at the Lloydminster Community Futures. Now, Community Futures helps businesses around the Lloydminster area, but right now you've been helping businesses with a few government programs.
Yes, we are fortunate that we are able to support our small businesses through a repayable loan program. And we have a pot of money, and it's similar to the federal program that people might be familiar with, the CEBA program, the Canadian Emergency Business Accounts. So what we have is we have a loan program called the RRRF, and that is our Regional Recovery and Relief Fund. And so we're able to get these federal funds right into the hands of our local businesses.
And you just mentioned the Regional Relief and Recovery Fund. So for someone who may be a business owner and they're not quite sure what to apply for, what programs to really look for, what would you tell them?
One of the priorities with our program is to meet the needs of businesses that didn't qualify for CEBA. And so under the CEBA program, there was limitations on the amount of payroll a business had. A business would have had to file taxes in the last 2 years. And so our program eliminates some of those obstacles, and so can really help a business, for example, that opened up last July and was operating and showing that they were financially viable, and then COVID hit and they were forced to close down. So this loan program really helps fill the gaps in those small businesses that don't have a big payroll or have just gotten started. But it is open to anybody that was impacted by COVID for businesses within our region.
And now, like you mentioned, that you're offering business loans, and that's one of the things that Community Futures focuses on. It may not just be for the ones that happened with COVID. So can you talk about your business loan programs?
Absolutely. We have our regular loan portfolio that businesses can access. Our clients utilize funds for starting up, for maintaining or growing their businesses. They can use it for working capital, inventory, lines of credit, things like that. So depending on the needs of the business, we can loan funds up to $150,000 in a repayable loan. So yeah, it's a great service. Community Futures have been offering this support to our local businesses for over 30 years. And so we've helped a lot of small businesses in our region over the years. And right now we have about $1.3 million in loans in our community right now, and about 40 clients. So.
And was it difficult for Community Futures to adjust to the pandemic and still helping businesses during this time?
We are fairly fortunate. We're a fairly small office. For the past few years, we haven't been fully staffed. We've been sharing staff with another office. And so before COVID happened, we actually had hired all the staff we needed. So we have myself as the new general manager. We have a new business analyst. So we are fully staffed. Through the COVID, we worked remotely. And so we're able to meet with clients virtually or in person now, and can provide whatever support that they need. For anybody interested in applying for the new relief funds, they can just do that online through the portal on our website. So trying to expand our reach and our availability by being able and ready to meet whenever.
And now you mentioned that Community Futures offers loans to the businesses in the communities, but you guys also do a lot to help rural businesses who are just starting up and who are really looking for help at the start of their business. So can you talk about how other ways that people can contact you if they want help with their business, but they aren't sure how to go about doing so?
Yeah, absolutely. We're part of a network of amazing business supports in our region and our provinces. And so quite often people will come to us and we'll just have a conversation. What's your business idea? What resources are available out there? And so we'll help businesses pathfind their way to additional resources and tools. We work really closely with all of our local economic development type associations like Startup Lloydminster and our Regional Innovation Network, the Chambers of Commerce, all those kinds of groups to ensure that we're providing supports to businesses. So beyond just the loans, we're here for mentorship, training, coaching. We're hosting lots of webinars and training opportunities through mostly online avenues right now. So we just encourage people to monitor our Facebook page, our Instagram. That's where most of our event listings will be. We work really closely throughout all this with the City of Lloydminster and the Economic Recovery Task Force. So we were able to host a Back to Business reopening forum, and people can find the recordings of those up on our YouTube page. So yeah, we're here to help communities grow and thrive and hopefully recover after all this craziness. We're very fortunate to be able to work with lots of community projects. And this past year, we've just launched our biggest project ever called Project Gazelle. And it's a targeted project for supporting women entrepreneurs across northern Alberta. So it actually stretches across all the entire province. So it's a huge project that we're working on, and so another little group of entrepreneurs that we're trying to attract and bring into the program. So any women entrepreneurs out there should reach out.
Now, you mentioned your Facebook page and your website. Is that the best way people could contact you?
Our office is open Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. So we'd encourage anyone to make an appointment to meet with us one-on-one. We're just wanting to make sure we don't have too many people in the office at one time. But yes, general messaging and content is on our social media or our website. But we are absolutely available for one-on-one discussions at any point.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Kareen.
Thanks for having us, and let's shop local and get back out to our businesses out there.
Thank you.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Welcome back. Now it's time for this week's pet project. Here's Blake Neath.
Welcome back, everybody, to another week in Pet Project. I'm joined once again with Zoe Gray. Zoe, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And who do we got here today? We have, looks like you got a little bunny with you.
I do. This here is Jigs. He's a 5-month-old neutered standard American rabbit. He's been here at the shelter for about 2 weeks now. He came in from Bunny Run Rabbit Rescue out of Medicine Hat.
That's exciting, honestly. We don't get to see rabbits on here very often, so this is great. So how is he, like, as far as behavior-wise, is he pretty rambunctious? You see rabbits running around lots downtown Lloydminster. Does he like to, get a lot of action in during the day?
Yeah, for sure. He's still a young bunny, so he's 5 months old. He was actually born at the rescue, so he's been grown up with people, and he's quite social. He enjoys having the run of the house.
Oh, that's wonderful. So do you guys have any other rabbits in? Like, is this something that you guys fairly regularly have that maybe people don't know about? Because everybody knows, obviously, you guys have cats and dogs, but, how often do you guys get rabbits in?
Well, the rabbit rescue is actually overrun right now.
Oh, wow.
So we're doing our best to help them out and bring in what we can. Right now we have 5 in total. We have 3 bunnies in foster, and then we have 2 bunnies here that are available for adoption.
Oh, well, that's good. So obviously anybody out there, if you're watching and you've been interested, maybe thinking about getting a pet rabbit, make sure to stop by the SPCA because you guys have a few to choose from. So how are you guys doing for cats as well? I know you guys had some kittens last week that we were chatting about. How are you doing numbers-wise?
We're doing good, actually. We're making it through the waiting list like crazy. Everybody seems to have found homes for their animals. We have quite a few cats available for adoption. We will have some kittens up for adoption probably in the next week or so.
Well, that's good. That's good. And how about dogs? How are you guys doing for dogs? If somebody out there is looking for, a canine companion, what do you guys have in stock, so to speak?
Right now, our dog number is actually fantastic. We have 3 dogs in our care that will be available for adoption by the end of the weekend. A few of them are spoken for, so we don't suspect that they would go any faster than they will.
Well, that's good to hear. And obviously, I ask you every week, but we just want to check in and see if you guys have anything going on for fundraising because, obviously the SPCA relies on public donations to keep the doors open. So do you guys have anything in mind or, what's going on this summer for you guys?
Yeah, nothing as of yet. Right now we're still taking, food donations, hay for the bunnies, cat food, dog food, towels, all that sorts of stuff.
Absolutely. So anybody out there watching, if you got a few extra dollars, if you got, some hay lying around your farm, perhaps some pet food, obviously the SPCA would love to receive that because, like we said, it all runs on public support and, you're always in constant need of donations. So, yeah. Anything else you would like to tell us this week, Zoe?
I think that sounds like everything.
Beautiful. All right. So if anybody out there is looking for a pet of any variety, if you want a cat, a dog, perhaps even a rabbit, you know, stop by the SPCA, say hi to Zoe, and check the animals out. And Zoe, you guys are still doing call-aheads, correct, for appointments?
Yes, for sure. We're still booking by appointment.
Absolutely. So yeah, make sure you call ahead, let them know, and stop by and see some of our furry friends and maybe take one home. Beautiful. Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you for having me.
Manage your waste and recyclables with Quick Pick Waste Disposal. 100% locally owned and proud to serve and support the communities we call home. Quick Pick, the convenient solution to avoid pollution.
A drive-in movie event is taking place next week in Hillmont to raise funds for the Britannia Fire Department. Jace Mackey spoke with an organizer to learn more about the event.
I'm talking today with Kristen McGowan. She's a co-organizer of a drive-in movie event that's happening in Hillmont a week from today. Thanks for taking some time to talk with me today.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
So just starting off, can you just tell me a little bit about what will be happening in a week from today?
Sure. So we're hosting a drive-in movie night. It's going to be held at the Hillmont Redden Arena. It's Tuesday, June 23rd. It's being presented by the RM of Britannia. And so we've got two showings. We've got one at 6 o'clock and one at 8 o'clock. And it's just a great way to get the family out and do something safe during these times.
And so for people who want to buy a ticket, how are they able to do that, and how much does a ticket cost?
It's a minimum donation, so it is by donation, but minimum donation of $20 per vehicle, and e-transfers are being accepted. So you just have to e-transfer britanniamovie@gmail.com. And when you send your e-transfer, just an email with your name and the family numbers in the vehicle. And if you'd like to go to the 6 o'clock movie or the 8 o'clock movie.
And you said it was a donation. So what will the funds be going towards at the end of all this?
All the money is going to go to the fire department.
And so you said that it's going to be a safe way. Everyone's in their cars. What kind of precautions are going to be in place at this event?
So the Saskatchewan government has a list of drive-in theater guidelines that we're going to follow. The biggest thing is that there's designated parking spots when you come into the parking lot, just to maintain the physical distancing. So there's going to be 2 meters between individuals when you're outside of your vehicles. We are going to ask that everybody tries to stay within their vehicle as much as possible, or, you know, in the back of an SUV with the door open or the box of a truck type of thing. The vehicles are going to be separated 5 meters apart. We actually had a little bit of wiggle room there, so it might be a little bit more. Only individuals from the same house can occupy the same vehicle, so you can't come out with more than people from your household in your vehicle. And then we're going to do all of the payment is by e-transfer, so it's going to be contactless. There are washrooms inside the arena that will be available during the event, and they're going to be cleaned after the first movie. So there will be a cleaning in between, and then there's going to be hand sanitizer on site as well for the ticketing and when everybody comes into the parking lot, that component.
And so there's 2 times for the movies. Is it the same movie being played at both times, or is it 2 different options?
There are 2 options for the movie. So the 6 o'clock movie is going to be the movie Onward, and the 8 o'clock movie is going to be Doolittle.
And so far, have you guys had a lot of people reaching out to buy tickets?
Yeah, ticket sales have been good so far. There's still quite a bit left. I'd say as of today, we've probably sold about 40%. So there's only 40 tickets available for each showing. So we encourage everybody to get their tickets as soon as they can.
That's awesome. Thanks for taking some time to talk with me today. And I know this sounds like a very exciting idea, and I think it's good to get people out. You know, it's a warmer weather and get to enjoy movies, but also do it for a good cause.
Yes, thank you. I think it's going to be a great evening for families.
Perfect. Have a good day.
You as well.
Stephanie Monroe joins me, the development officer for the Lloyd Regional Health Foundation. So Stephanie, first off, thank you very much for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me.
Let's talk about the LRHF 5050 Staff Lotto. It's something new that came about a couple months ago. So just explain to everybody what it is.
So it is a Staff 5050 Lottery that we initiated in March, right before COVID actually kind of hit the platform. And so it is a staff lottery that can only be subscribed to by Saskatchewan Health Authority staff or physicians that service one of our Saskatchewan Health Authority facilities in Lloydminster. So it's a subscription that staff sign up for. They can purchase tickets for it, and every 2 weeks there is a draw. So they are signed up for however long they want to be. Usually it's a year subscription.
So how did it all get started?
There is another foundation. We're always trying to come up with new and innovative ways to raise money for the Health Foundation in Lloydminster, obviously, whether that's through monthly giving, legacy giving events, or what have you. But so we really wanted to initiate the Staff 5050 Lottery. It's been going on in Alberta for quite a few years now, as well as they do have a very successful Staff 5050 Lottery in Prince Albert. So it's kind of mirrored off of the Prince Albert one. We took a lot of the different aspects that they have and kind of just made it unique to our own situation in Lloydminster, and theirs is hugely successful. So, you know, ours does have the opportunity to be quite large and a really great fundraiser for our community.
And where does all the money go towards?
So the funds for the Staff 5050 Lotto go to our greatest need, so for the Lloydminster Region Health Foundation. So whatever we have that we are working on, we have so many different projects on the go. So a project that is imminent or needs immediate attention, whatever that greatest need is. If they call us up from one of our facilities and they put in a proposal for something that they need and the board approves it, and they need it now, it would be one of our greatest needs. So some of the money that gets fundraised through the Staff 5050 Lottery could go to that, different equipment for the hospital, departments in the hospital, so our greatest need is pretty flexible. Rather than going to one specific project, we have the ability by allocating it to our greatest need that it can really go anywhere that has been an approved project through the Health Foundation.
Now, I know, of course, the Regional Health Foundation has received some grants over the course of the last couple of months, you know, during the COVID-19 and for the COVID relief fund as well. How has that money been helping in terms of trying to get some of that equipment and trying to get those facilities in order?
Yeah, we've had a lot of generous donors step up and some grant funding as well, which has been great. So, you know, we purchased some PPE for the different facilities, and we've purchased different equipment, whether that was baby monitors or anything really. We've purchased iPads for some of the long-term care facilities as well as the hospital for the inpatients to be able to correspond with their families outside of the facilities during the COVID-19 when they weren't able to visit them in person. So a lot of those funds went directly to some of those projects that we had worked on.
Now, has there been a big response from, you know, the staff to getting part of this lotto as well as other SHA employees?
So we did have a lot of uptake right at the beginning. Obviously, through the different pandemic of COVID-19, it wasn't something that we pushed during the COVID-19 pandemic. And I guess we still are in the hopefully outermost part of it. However, during the pandemic itself, we pushed more for the COVID-19 relief fund and those types of projects. We didn't really advertise or push for the Staff 5050 Lotto sign up that much. So now that we have hopefully seen the worst of the pandemic, we'll be moving into more of advocating, putting it on social media, sending out mass emails to the Saskatchewan Health Authority staff. And I'm also would just want to reiterate that the SHA staff, it's only for Lloydminster and surrounding area. So the old Prairie North, if you will, boundary. So we won't have Saskatchewan Health Authority staff in Saskatoon signing up for our lottery. It's written into the rules. You have to be either a staff in one of the facilities that was the old Prairie North Health Region.
And where can people go that do work for the SHA here in the Lloydminster region? Where can they go to get tickets if they want to?
So they can go to lrhf.ca/staff lotto, and they'll be able to follow the links there and sign up for the staff lottery. And again, the cutoff it's every second Monday. We just had a draw on June 15th. So the next lottery draw will be 2 weeks from that date. And the cutoff is the Friday before the draw. So you can't sign up on Saturday and be put into the Monday draw. You have to have been signed up the Friday before in order to be eligible for the following week's draw. And like I said, it's a subscription. You enter in your credit card number. The tickets are automatically withdrawn from your account every second week, and you're entered into that lottery. We've actually already had a duplicate winner, so she was pretty excited to be drawn already again. And yeah, it really has a lot of potential to be a great fundraiser for our community and for the foundation. So it's very exciting. And now that it's launched, and hopefully now that we can move on to brighter horizons and brighter days, we'll have a lot more health staff sign up as well.
Well, Stephanie, I really appreciate your time as always. So thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Connor. You have a great day.
Turning over to sports, last week U Sports announced the cancellation of 6 national championships. Now our Evan Kenny sits down with 2020 U of S rookie Anton Amendrud.
Joining me today is Anton Amendrud, a former Lloyd Comp football player, now going to be attending the University of Saskatchewan, playing for the Huskies. Anton, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Anton, obviously 3 years at Lloyd Comp, winning multiple championships, provincial title. Just tell me, which one of, I guess, all your feats is the most memorable part of your high school football career for yourself?
I'd say my grade 11 year when we won the Wheatland and provincial final, because that was the first time the comp won since, I believe, 93. So it was pretty good for the whole team and just a fun year. We didn't lose a game.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, going undefeated always adds to the hype and to the excitement behind an unbelievable season like that. Moving on next year, obviously, like I said, going to the University of Saskatchewan to play for the Huskies. Are you excited to be going there? And just take me through the process of when you did commit with the Huskies.
Well, I'm super excited. It's going to be a big step because like those guys are old and big and they're experienced, that's for sure. Like 25 years old, some of them. So I'm only 17. I'm still young. But after our season ended, I kind of decided I want to play for Saskatoon because I feel like I have the best shot at playing there, you know. So I just decided, hey, I want to sign there because it's also kind of close to home, and they have a great football program. So it should be a very good future for me.
For sure, they were one of the top teams in U Sports, the West Division last season. Now, unfortunately for you, going into your rookie year of U Sports, there will not be a football season where you guys will play competitive football, at least. You know, what's that like, just knowing that you're going into a situation where you're not going to play a game?
It's unfortunate, but you got to look at it in the positive way. You got to stay prepared and, you know, still train and be ready and practice on your own time, really, but don't look at it so negative. Look at it more positive to get better in the off season and hope you have at least something to do during the season.
Now, for yourself, how have you been keeping busy? I know right before we're doing this interview, you were having a workout, so there's obviously ways like that. What are things that you're doing over this quarantine to stay fit and stay busy?
I've been working out as much as I can. I've been going to the field and throwing the ball as much as I can, just trying to get things done as much as I can. It's hard though.
For sure it is. And I mean, with gyms opening up now, it might make things a little bit easier for yourself. Anton, you know, if there was one thing that you would say for yourself having to improve on heading into U Sports, what would that one thing be?
I'd say my conditioning. I do not have good conditioning.
Well, I'm glad at least you have honesty here.
Yeah.
Anton, it's a pleasure having you on. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for giving us some insight.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back. Take a look at the 7-day forecast tomorrow. We are expecting 64% chance of some showers starting off into the morning with a high of 15 degrees, as well as on Thursday where we could get another 60% chance of some rain there. As we head into Friday, we could see a little bit of a break, and as we head into the weekend, we should see it warm up a little bit more with a high of 19 on Saturday with mostly sun and a few clouds, and we get a little bit cloudier on Sunday, with a high of 22 degrees. Then we get to Monday where it should be clear skies there with a high of 19 and a low of 12 degrees. 24 on Tuesday as well, with mostly clouds and a bit of sun as well. We usually average around 21 degrees for our daytime high around this time of year, and averaging around 9 for the daytime low.